Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jacob English Academy. I'm Jacob, and today we're going to practice 150 daily routine English sentences that you can use in real-life conversations. If you want to speak English more naturally, one of the best ways is to practice sentences about things you already do every day. So, don't just listen. Listen, repeat, and speak with me. Let's begin with your morning routine. Morning routine. 1. I wake up early. 2. I wake up at 6 o'clock. 3. I wake up at 7 every morning. 4. I turn off my alarm. 5. I get out of bed. 6. I stretch my arms. 7. I make my bed. 8. I open the curtains. 9. I open the window. 10. I take a deep breath. 11. I walk to the bathroom. 12. I brush my teeth. 13. I wash my face. 14. I take a shower. 15. I dry my hair. 16. I comb my hair. 17. I get dressed. I put on my clothes. 19. I put on my shoes. 20. I look in the mirror. 21. I check my phone. 22. I check the time. 20. I drink a glass of water. 24. I make some coffee. 25. I make breakfast. I eat breakfast. 27. I have eggs and toast. 28. I eat cereal for breakfast. 29. I drink coffee in the morning. 30. I read the news. Excellent. Now let's continue with getting ready for work or school. Leaving home. 31. I get ready for work. 32. I get ready for school. 33. I pack my bag. 34. I check my wallet. 35. I look for my keys. 36. I can't find my keys. 37. I check my phone. I put my keys in my bag. 39. I feed my pet. 40. I leave the house. 41. I lock the door. 42. I walk to the bus stop. 43. I wait for the bus. 44. I take the bus to work. 45. I drive to work. 46. I walk to work. 47. I ride my bike to work. 48. I get in my car. 49. I start the engine. 50. I listen to music on the way. Now let's practice some useful questions. What time do you wake up? What is the first thing you do in the morning? What do you usually have for breakfast? How do you get to work? What time do you leave home? These are very common questions, so practice answering them out loud. Now let's continue. Work and school routine. 51. I arrive at work. 52. I arrive at school. 53. I say hello to my colleagues. 54. I say hello to my classmates. 55. I turn on my computer. 56. I check my emails. 57. I check my calendar. 58. I check my schedule. 59. I make a to-do list. 60. I have a meeting. 61. I join an online meeting. 62. I work on a project. 63. I work on my computer. 64. I write a report. I answer my emails. 66. I talk to my colleagues. 67. I talk to my teacher. 68. I study English. 69. I take notes. 70. I finish my work. Let's practice some useful work-related questions. What time do you start work? What do you do at work? Do you work from home? Do you have meetings every day? What time do you finish work? You can answer with simple sentences. For example, I start work at 9. I work from home. I have 2 meetings every day. I finish work at 5. Very good. Now let's move on to lunchtime and the afternoon. Lunch and afternoon routine. 71. I take a break. 72. I eat lunch. 3. I have lunch at 1 o'clock. 74. I go out for lunch. 75. I eat at the cafeteria. 76. I eat at my desk. I sit at the table. 78. I drink some water. I drink tea after lunch. 80. I talk to my friends. 81. I talk to my colleagues. 82. I check my phone. 83. I go back to work. 84. I continue working. 85. I attend another meeting. 86. I answer more emails. 87. I work on my project. 88. I take a short break. 89. I drink some coffee. 90. I drink green tea. Now here are some useful afternoon questions. Where do you usually eat lunch? What do you usually have for lunch? Do you drink coffee in the afternoon? When do you finish work? Remember, you can practice these questions and answers every day. Now let's continue with the end of the workday. After work. 91. I finish work at 5. 92. I turn off my computer. 3. I pack my bag. 94. I say goodbye to my colleagues. 95. I leave the office. 96. I go home. 97. I drive home. 98. I take the bus home. 99. I listen to music on the way home. 100. I listen to a podcast. 101. I get home. I open the door. 103. I put down my bag. 104. I take off my shoes. 105. I change my clothes. Great job. Now you're home and it's time for your evening routine. Evening routine. 106. I check the refrigerator. I make a shopping list. 108. I go grocery shopping. 109. I buy some vegetables. I buy some milk. 111. I come back home. 112. I start cooking dinner. 113, I cut the vegetables. 114, I boil some water. I cook some rice. 116, I cook pasta. I make dinner. The food is ready. 119, I eat dinner. I sit at the table. Watch TV. 11, I watch TV while I eat. I wash the dishes. I dry the dishes. 124, I load the dishwasher. I take out the trash. Now let's talk about relaxing. 126, I sit on the sofa. I watch TV. 128, I watch a movie. 129, I listen to music. 130, I read a book. 131, I call a friend. 132, I call my family. 133, I talk to my parents. 134, I take a walk. 135, I do some exercise. These are simple sentences, but they are extremely useful in everyday English. Now we're getting closer to bedtime. Night routine 6, I take a shower. 137, I brush my teeth. 138, I floss my teeth. 139, I wash my face. 140, I do my skincare routine. 141, I put on my pajamas. 142, I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. 143, I set my alarm. 144, I check my schedule for tomorrow. 145, I put my phone away. 46, I read a book in bed. 147, I turn off the light. 148, I get into bed. I close my eyes. I fall asleep. Excellent work. You have just practiced 150 daily routine English sentences. Now let's review a few of the most important questions you can use in a real conversation. You can ask, what time do you wake up? What do you do in the morning? What do you usually have for breakfast? How do you get to work? What time do you start work? Where do you usually eat lunch? What do you do after work? What do you usually do in the evening? What time do you go to bed? And finally, what is your daily routine like? You can answer, I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast. Then I go to work. I finish work at 5 and go home. In the evening, I have dinner, relax, and read a book. Finally, I go to bed at 11. That's a simple but natural daily routine conversation. Remember, you don't need to memorize all 150 sentences today. Choose 5 or 10 sentences and practice them every day. And here's a great way to improve your speaking. When you're doing something, describe it in English. When you wake up, say, I wake up. When you brush your teeth, say, I am brushing my teeth. When you make breakfast, say, I am making breakfast. When you leave home, say, I am leaving the house. When you get home, say, I am getting home. And before you sleep, say, I'm going to bed. This simple habit can help you make English part of your daily routine. So my question for you is, what is your daily routine like? Write your answer in the comments below. For example, I wake up at 7. I have breakfast at 8. I go to work at 9. I finish work at 5. Then I go home, have dinner, and watch TV. I go to bed at 11. Try writing your own routine in English. And remember, the goal isn't to speak perfect English immediately. The goal is to practice every day, speak every day, and improve step by step. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video and subscribe to Jacob English Academy for more English speaking and listening practice. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and goodbye.